Another for Willie, and Michael Dwyer, the CEO of Pigs Back, making the presentation. Now, the La Touche is one of those races, one of those time-honoured races whose history is truly fabled. Here are the closing stages of last year's race, and some comments from those who appreciate it so much.
Tendency right into the closing stages. Cantlow, Trowell on the near side. They find it out. Trowell on the stand side of Cantlow as the race up towards the line. It's going to be desperately close, but Trowella has it.
It's a hell of a race. It's such a massive part of Punchestown. It's a unique race over the banks, over 4 miles and a bit. It tests riders, it tests horses over all types of obstacles, over banks, stone walls, big doubles, and it's one of the defining features of Punchestown.
Really looking forward to it. Holds a very important place in the Punchestown Festival. A lot of history with the race. Been won by a lot of great jockeys and horses down through the years. You've grown up watching it.
I can't wait now. I'm like a child at Christmas, so I am. Been hunting all my life, so really looking forward to this.
Tests a rider's skills throughout the whole track and over a long distance.
So it's an element of hunting in it, different kind of obstacles, hedges, banks, different kind of a test. But if you have a clever, agile horse, you should negotiate it fine.
It's very undulating and that, and horses that lost their way a little bit, it seems to give them a little bit of spark again. There's lots of twists and turns, and you're up and down the whole time.
It's a big spectacle. It's got a massive, deep history, and it's great that the La Touche continues on and continues to be such a big part of the event.
Can't wait for it.
I can't wait. No, I'm really looking forward to this, and hopefully we can be there at the end.
Patrick Mullins has come to join us to talk about this La Touche. Patrick, you won it twice.
Yes, it's a race I got a huge thrill out of winning. Uncle Junior, I mean, he was a bit of a legend of a horse in our yard.
How old was he when you won him?
I think he was 14 the last time he won it, and he ran in it as 15. And you know, it's a great race because you can have those horses stay around for years, and it's old-fashioned. I mean, it's a race that I have a lot of prestige for.
I bet you do. But look, just about yesterday, first of all, and Underso, what a performance, what a ride, and what a thrill.
I was at home Tuesday night, and it was 1:30 before I could go to sleep. I was just buzzing. Now I know why Ruby's so great. He gets that every week. But no, I mean, it was just, I've been dreaming about riding that horse, and for it to go so well, you know, I just held on to the neck strap, and he did the rest.
Had you ridden him much before? Because I know he's a tricky ride at home as well.
No, Virginie Basco rides him every day at home.
Had you ridden him at home?
Just the once. I schooled him Monday, and we whizzed down over 4 fences, and even that was fantastic.
Jeez, you became a unit very, very quickly.
He's very intelligent. From 10 strides away, he's eyeing up the fences, and you know, you just leave him alone.
And he looked over the first couple that he didn't really. It wasn't round to the corner, below the bottom. We can
enjoy it.
Yeah, I thought the ground was a little quick for him, but once he got into a rhythm after about a mile, he wasn't for stopping.
This is you winning the last yesterday.
Coleriva, a really nice mare, the Flynns, a homebred, a Flemingsford mare. She was 7th in Cheltenham. I really fancied her, and she did the business. And you know, to be honest, she's not doing a tap in front. She won easier than it looks.
And that was number 6 for your dad. Marvellous.
Did you feel it back to Auvergnat? Did you feel at any stage that Douvan was going to get to you, or did you always feel that you were going to pull out of it?
From the minute we turned in, I was waiting for his head to appear at my knee, and you wanted to go over the second last, and I couldn't hear anything. I just had a bit of silence. I thought we might have him on the stretch, and you know, thank God we did.
Here before, Penhill came back here last year and finished second after winning at Cheltenham, and I think Bacardi's will put it right up to Penhill, but it's not just about them two. Faheen will be a tremendous story for racing, stepping up to 3 miles. I thought Identity Thief was very good on his first run over 3 miles at Aintree. Sean Flanagan set up him in trip, and it was proved the right decision, but I'm going to stick with the punters. I think Bacardi's run a huge race.
What else is being backed?
Well, down through it, Brian, Folsom Blue, very unlucky in the Boyle Sports Irish Grand National, well treated on his hurdle rating against his chase rating. He's into now 7-13-2, probably best price. Jack Kennedy again for Gordon Elliott. And then if we go a little bit later on, no surprise, Footpad is very solid, but he's not a backable price. But I think the one that they're coming for in the bumper is Katie Walsh. Patrick is on the favourite. He rides Get a Reason, but Rio Vivas won by 10 lengths his last run. Horses that have beat have since come out and won. The punters are getting stuck into Katie Walsh to upset Patrick in the finale.
I'm sure Robert will be posing that question in due course to Patrick in the studio, but we have to go on and call the runners and riders for the La Touche. Before I do that, I want to send best wishes to Joe O'Flynn from Ratsala, great huntsman, wonderful raconteur, so speedy Best wishes to Joe O'Flynn, of course, who would simply loves the Latouche here at Punchestown. The Friends First Latouche, Ruby's double, and all those wonderful, wonderful fences. The Cheltenham Bank, the Drop Bank, the Laurel Drop Bank, the Galway double, and of course on we go to Joe's Jump as well. It is the iconic race here at Punchestown. Auvergnat is the mount of Donald McInerney, number 1. 2, White Arm is Donna Myler. 3, Bless the Wings, the horse, of course, who was placed in the Grand National a couple of weeks ago. The mount of Keith Donoghue. 4, Just Wait and See for Father and Son combination. The Gleeson family, of course. Billy Gleeson riding for his dad, of course. Rode one here on Tuesday. Real smart amateur. Great value for his £7. 5, Ballyboker Bridge. Cheek Pieces, Andrew Lynch. 6, Cantlow is Mark Walsh. Number 7 for the Latouche is Josie's Orders, Nina Carberry. 8, My Hometown, Raymond Barron takes 7 off. 9, My Murphy, Jonathan Burke riding for his dad Liam. And 10, noted late change of jockey Tom Horn rides Tom Horn, the mount of Rachel Blackmore. The money is for Josie's Orders, but you like number 1, Tom?
Yeah, I do. I just saw the jockey booking there. Donny McInerney has to be an advantage. Those £5 bringing that 12.7 welter burden down to 12.2. Auvergnat knows his way around here. Twice a course winner. Excellent display at Cheltenham. And yet, here's something intriguing, because historically you would always associate this race with Ender Bolger. He's only won one of the last 7 runnings, just 1 in 7. So you look through these. Here's Josie's Orders, very tight at the price, 11-4, into 5-2 now. Auvergnat also popular. Cantlow money around, who's been a bit of a rascal in earlier incarnations, should we say. And the outsider being backed is fascinating. Ballyboker Bridge, go back to 2015 and 16. He won the PP Hogan here at Punchestown. So if he could find his old spark, Ballyboker Bridge certainly has the experience and the streetwise nature to get involved here. 8 o'clock this morning, he was 14-1. He's now 9-1 on the track. So there's the each-way angle, but strength at the front of the market. Both Josie's Orders for Nina and for Donny McInerney. The top one, number 1, Auvergnat.
JP has 5 of these, 5 of the runners, JP McManus, and the white cap on Auvergnat, the red cap on White Arm. We've got the green and white on Cantlow, the blue on Josie's Orders, and the corded cap of My Hometown. Patrick, who would you like to be on?
I think Billy Gleeson's horse, Just Wait and See. He jumped fantastically well here on Tuesday, and you often see horses come back and win 2 or 3 of these bank races in a week. He's the horse I'd like to be on.
White Arm, let's have a look at him first. Needs to up his game a little bit, I think. There he is. He's trained by Tony Martin. He'd have been well schooled over these banks. He's a son of Turgeon, a 9-year-old now, and Donna Myler rides him. He was pulled up in his last couple of races. Didn't run badly behind Capture the Drama at Fairyhouse back early on in January on heavy ground. He's 20-1. There's number 3. Tell us about him now, Patrick. Bless the Wings, an Aintree hero.
Ran a cracking race in Aintree, finished 3rd. He's been runner-up twice in Cheltenham. I'm not sure he takes to this track as well. The Banks track is here, it's a bit different than Cheltenham.
Ruby, just wait and see.
Yeah, Billy Gleeson knocked a good tune out of him here on Tuesday when he beat Blue Templar and Festival Opera even. He hung on to beat Blue Templar, and I'd have to think Auvergnat, Cantlow, Bless the Wings, etc. are a good bit better horses than Blue Templar. I think he'll struggle today.
Ted Ender has won this on several occasions. Auvergnat.
Yeah, he's a classy old horse, this fella. He was not good enough for Tiger Roll at Cheltenham, but no disgrace in that. I think he'll be hard to beat, even with all the weight and everything else. Donnac Myler takes 5 off him, but I'd say he's the one I'd like to be on.
Cantlow, we're going to have a look at next.
Cantlow's 13. He's wearing blinkers for the first time. He's a bit in and out, but he was second to Bless the Wings in Cheltenham in December. That form would put him bang there today.
Certainly would. Josie's Orders is our favourite. Another of Ender's. Knows the game backwards. Ruby, what about the favourite?
Yeah, look, it was second here in the February race behind Auvergnat. Where's Blinkers? Nina's back on. Yeah, look, he has his chance. I don't know, I was just talking to JP and Charlie Swan out in the parade ring there. They're hoping they'll win the race, but they're not sure which one they're going to win it with. And if they're not sure, I'm not sure how I'm going to add into it.
My Hometown is another of theirs, Ted.
Yeah, he's a great leopard, this fella. Been a bit disappointing. I thought he was going to be a better horse altogether. The way they named him and everything else. He gave young Raymond Barron a good spin. He'll travel really well. He's just been a bit disappointing. I think there's a decent race in him somewhere.
Great to see Jonathan Burke over here. He rides My Murphy for his dad. Thyestes winner, I think, 2 years ago.
Yes, Johnny and Liam get on very well. They had a great winner, Sumas Nugas, down in Cork. This horse, it's, you know, he pulled up the last time. He's 12 years old. I'm not sure he's going to be involved today.
And Tom Horn, the one we haven't seen, doesn't have a lot to recommend him. He's a 12-year-old now, but he is trained by Peter Meyer, and Peter knows how to win this race, local man. He's also got Ballyboca Bridge in the race. He's 50-1 here, this Tom Horn.
Yeah, unfortunately, Robbie Colgan got hurt in our last race, so there is jockey changes here. I think Rachel Blackmore rides Tom Horn, and Andrew Lynch on Ballyboca Bridge.
They're going out onto the track now, and natural fences, Patrick. You know, we've got a lot of banks, we've got up banks, down banks, but it rides well.
It's a great track to ride when you're on the right horse. It's very different than Cheltenham. Cheltenham is a cross-country track. There's a lot of hedges, you know, very soft fence you can brush through. Punchestown is a banks track, very different. You need a horse who's very clever with his feet. You know, the big doubles are the obvious jumps, but those little drop banks, if you're losing a length at every one of those, you can't win. You need a horse that's very clever at those little drop banks.
And the big double in Ruby's bank, what, one stride on the top? Or
the good ones do. The good ones jump up, take one stride and jump off. And the old double, it's smaller and it's not as wide, so the really good ones will just jump up and just push off. They won't even take a stride.
And the real daredevil fellas who have no brains in their head will take the whole lot on and never put a foot on it. And it might look great, but it's absolutely suicidal because they end up...
That's it, isn't it?
Yeah, they do. But what the lads will tell you, like, the horse that quickens to the bank, that likes it, it's like anything. The fella that starts to freeze when you get inside the wings and is all day getting up on it and all day getting off it, he's a waste of time.
You want to leave him up and top of it.
Yeah, you want to leave him at home.
Stay there for 5 minutes and pop off.
Yeah, it's nothing worse than no fella like propping and getting up as like an old hunter all day up on it, having a look to see what's the far side and getting off it again. As Patrick said, you just want to be nice and quick up on it and quick off it. It's a great, for if you're young and hardy and like it, you couldn't have anything better. It's like skiing or anything else. There's a great thrill off it, isn't there?
There is. I mean, I'm gutted. I was very lucky to have Uncle Junior there for years. We used to turn up here and get a great spin off him. And we have no banks horse at the minute. They're hard to find. Like you were saying, you need a horse that takes to it, that enjoys it. Like on his own, a second to go cup, he went around here one day with me, finished 70, hated it.
Yeah. I ran Pappy on it one year here. He took a half an hour to come down off the banks. I thought it might sweeten him up.
Yeah, you ran Rock the Prince here one year with 13-7 or whatever it was. Yeah,
13-7.
Took him half an hour to round two and he still won it.
Tony Martin rode Rock the Prince here and he won it one year with 13-7.
Even I would have had led with that.
Yeah.
Just about now, just about.
These lads will all enjoy it as well too.
Delighted to see Rachel get a ride. She's having a fantastic season. She was champion condition last year and she's bettered her score from last year, which is very rare for champion condition to do that. She's fantastically natural over a fence and I'm looking forward to seeing her over these.
Took some perler at Aintree, didn't she, poor thing? Slapped into the ground on Alpha de Zoba.
She did. The horse just got the chair wrong, but she's so hardy. I mean, myself and Brian Hayes and Richard Egan live with her. And, you know, she gets slaps and she gets up and she's tough out, but she's very skilled. And I'm delighted to see her getting all these opportunities.
There used to be trenches in front of the banks, a dyke, as the fella says, a dyke, and there used to be water in it. But for health and safety, made us do away with the dyke in front to take out the water. I don't know if anybody ever got drowned in it, but doesn't. But now they have a little roll in front of it, a kind of a beach roll, hedge seat there in front of it, make the horses take off. That used to be in a proper bank. That should be a dyke. A dyke.
The last time I rode it, that was a dyke.
Yeah, it should be a dyke. It should be a dyke, but the health and safety officers wouldn't let that be a dyke, and they made you fill it in.
It was funny, when I started riding it, it was filled in with sand. There was sand in front of it, and Uncle Junior was used to that. He always used to step in the sand. And then they put in the birch. And the first time we went down the Rubies, he fell because he didn't know what to do. He didn't expect the birch. So, but it rides fantastic now, and it's a great spectacle.
Yeah, it's a great spectacle.
Sally-Ann is near the start.
All our runners down here for the Touche Cup now. They're just behind this bank, you can see. They're just circling. They all came down. The last two down were my Murphy and my hometown. They came down together. These horses know their job. They know what they're doing. They all came down here like old pros. They've got 4 miles, 1 furlong ahead of them and 35 jumps, so they want to be conserving their energy. You can see Paddy Graffin just starting to give them their instructions. They'll circle around the back here, and then they'll come up and they'll start here and head towards the first fence.
Oh, these 10 runners gathering down at the start. We can check the market again. Josie's Orders was our favourite. and still pretty strong, Brian.
Yes, there's money for Josie's Orders. 5-2 still available, though some bookmakers only offering you 9-4, but you can get 5-2. Josie.
Yeah, very much. Punters here investing in Nina on the big day. Josie's Orders, such an experienced horse. 11-4 this morning, 5-2. Rock solid here on the track. 9-4 in places, as you see on the graphic. Auvergnat's steady and solid. Cantlow certainly has supporters at an each-way price. The big drifter, it's only 12 days since the heroic veteran, Bless the Wings, ran another mighty race in a feature handicap. Third in the Aintree National. Today, the market disbelieving in his chances. 3-1 at 8 o'clock this morning. There you can see on the graphic. He's 11-2, 6-1. Even bigger prices on the exchanges. Big question mark, at least where the betting is concerned, for number 3, Bless the Wings.
He's a lovely horse, Bless the Wings. I went to Summerhill for the Grand National Parade, the two winners, the Aintree and Fairy House winners, and this fellow as well. It was lovely. A lot of people turned out for it. Everybody appreciating the efforts of all the horses, and Gordon as well. Richard Pugh is our commentator. Richard, you're up there in a good position, I hope, and where do you see the money going?
A race like this, it's just great to see where the crowd are going. It's great to see that Punchestown have facilitated so many people to go out and watch from Ruby's Double. And if you do come to Punchestown, there's a cross-country race on. Do go out and watch them jumping a big double bank there in front of the stands, because it's a great, great spectacle. It really is. We've seen how enthusiastic the riders are to be going out and riding in it. 35 fences or obstacles ahead of them, a little bit of everything. And it's just a great spectacle. It really is. Ballyboker Bridge and Tom Horn just joining the other runners. That, of course, was a slight delay. Peter Maher had to, at the very last minute, rein in Rachel Blackmore to ride Tom Horn, and that's moved Andrew Lynch onto Ballyboker Bridge. They're a little bit late getting to post, but they've just joined the remainder of the runners now, and it won't be long before the 2018 Friends First Touche cross-country race gets underway.
Richard, did you ride in the race?
I didn't. I rode in the Ladies' Cup. I was fortunate. My crowning moment was I won the Ladies' Cup. But anyway, less of that as they make their way on towards fence number 1. Their friends' first cross-country chase, the Touche, over 4 miles and a furlong, and a very important 100 yards. This is the first plain fence they meet. There's only one more, and that's the 35th. Bless the Wings leads them along, but the one that's going to take over now is My Hometown. My Hometown, the leader. Bless the Wings second. My Murphy is third, and they're being followed by Auvergnat towards the outside. They now come to the Galway double, equidistant to the two fences at Galway. They come up pretty quickly together. We'll be at Galway at the end of July into August, of course, covering it on RT Racing, but those two fences coming up just as they do in Galway. Now they make their way on towards the next, which will be a drop fence. And Strong Tactics from My Hometown has quickly gone clear, and quite a distance clear as well, from Bless the Wings, who's racing in second spot as they go now towards this drop fence. Comes off it well, My Hometown. Bless the Wings jumps it in second. Josie's Orders is third. My Murphy is 4. As they now make their way on the turn, bringing them on towards a laurel hedge. They're now racing towards right in front of the stands now. My Hometown, he's got a long, long way clear. You don't normally see this in the Touche, but he's going to be let roll in front. Good big jump in front by My Hometown. The remainder just coming to the laurel hedge now, and now they come towards the Ruby's Double for the first time. First jumped in 1995. It's a great, great spectacle, this, right in front of the stands. My Hometown is over. Bless the Wings is second. Josie's Orders is third. Good jump there towards the near side by Cantlow. My Murphy a bit slow. Quickly onto Joe's jump. Jumping particularly exuberantly here is My Hometown. Josie's Orders, Bless the Wings 2-3. They're being followed back in 4 by Cantlow, and then comes Auvergnat, and they're being chased by My Murphy. He's just ridden up a little bit, not just enjoying the early stages of this contest. White Arm is next towards the back of the field. It's Just Wait and See, and they're being followed towards the back by Ballyboker Bridge, and Tom Horn is the back marker. The two Peter Maher trained runners dropping in the early stages. They now race left-handed, bringing them down towards where the third last fence would be, but of course they're going left-handed against the traffic, if you like, and it is My Hometown who leads them away under Ray Barron, being chased in second spot by Bless the Wings, with over on the near side Josie's Orders, and they're being chased by Cantlow, My Murphy. White Arm and Auvergnat in that group. Ballyboker Bridge under the change of rider. Andrew Lynch taking over from Robbie Colgan, and that leaves the back marker Tom Horn, the mount of Rachel Blackmore, who takes the mount of Andrew Lynch. So now they swing left-handed and head across towards the next. This one they come to now is the Birch Barrels, and it is My Hometown who's out clear, one of only 2 8-year-olds in the race as they take the Birch Barrels, being followed in second by Bless the Wings, who was third, of course, in the Aintree Grand National to Tiger Roll, and second in 2 Irish Nationals as well. A real money spinner for Gordon Elliott. Keith Donoghue aboard. He won the cross-country race at Cheltenham. He'd love to double up here at Punchestown. Then towards the outside is the blue cap of Josie's Orders, the mount of Nina Carberry. She's won it twice before. Good step and guard Champetres. They jump the Friends First wall, and now they make their way straight back across towards Joe's jump and Ruby's double for the second time. These are the only two obstacles they jumped 3 times in this contest. Joe's jump, named after Joe Collins, the predecessor to today's clerk of the course, Brendan Sheridan. Joe Collins, the clerk of the course, when this fence was put into position. So it's My Hometown heading across towards Ruby's double for the second time. The next time they'll be well on their way towards the finish. Back in the second spot is Bless the Wings on the far side. And My Murphy again very slow there on the far side of Bless the Wings as they go towards the Laurel Hedge is Josie's Orders, and they're being followed just behind in 4th spot by Just Wait and See, the Ladies' Cup winner for the father and son Gleeson team. Then comes behind this group Cantlow and Mark Walsh. He won this race in quantitative easing a couple of years ago, beat Cantlow on that occasion, now he's sitting on him. Then behind these is Auvergnat, Darling McInerney is next, and then an improving Ballyboker Bridge under Andrew Lynch. And just towards this one's outside, another father and son team, that's Johnny Burke riding for his father Liam. White Arm is next as they take the first of 3 drop banks, bringing them down the track away from the stands, racing parallel to the main course. And towards the back of the field is Tom Horn, the former JP McManus no lead charge Tom Horn, now trained of course by Pierre Marr. So they continue down the hill, making their way towards the second drop bank on the downhill run, and My Hometown continues to roll along in front, named of course after Inda Bulger's favourite musician, Bruce Springsteen's song My Hometown. Out clear from in second, Josie's Orders, who's going to jump it in second spot. 4 wins and 3 seconds around this course from only 9 runs, very consistent. Back behind this one is Cantlow, who's next. Ballyboker Bridge, another winner around this track, is just behind them as My Hometown goes out over the next, and now they head towards the Limerick Laurel Hedge. Towards the back of the field, White Arm, who makes his cross-country debut, he's in the red cap, but out over the Limerick Laurel Hedge with My Hometown clear from Josie's Orders. Next behind this one, towards the outside is Bless the Wings, now the Cheltenham Bank, and coming off this one, Bless the Wings is off it. He came down at one of these at the Cheltenham Festival, but he showed no ill effects at Aintree, and he's away from this one as they now go towards the up bank and up onto it. Jumping up onto it is My Hometown. Bless the Wings in second, with Josie's Orders slipping through on the inside as they race into the turn. My Murphy, it's not for him as they make their way across towards the drop. The Laurel drop bank is next with My Hometown leading from Bless the Wings. Back in third, or disputing second in fact, is Josie's Orders. Cantlow is next with Just Wait and See. Further back to Auvergnat, and they're being followed by Ballyboker Bridge, White Arm, Tom Horn and My Murphy. So now they come towards the drop bank, famously known as the one before the big double, and over in front it's going to be My Hometown, who continues to bowl along happily in front. A little bit awkward over that one. Bless the Wings and Josie's Orders with Cantlow are next, and they're being followed further back by Ballyboker Bridge, but the famous Punchestown double is coming up, the old double, as they come to it out in front. It is My Hometown going further and further clear, it would appear. Oh, he's very quick over that. Bless the Wings, Josie's Orders behind him with Cantlow, and they're being followed by Auvergnat at this point in the race. Patrick Mullins, you've won it twice. If we could parachute you onto one of them, which one would you take?
I think the horses in second and third are drawing my eye. Josie's Orders and Bless the Wings. They're both travelling in their comfort zone. The reins are tight on both of them. The horse in front's jumping fantastic, but I think he's doing too much. He's not known for finding an awful lot, and they're getting spread out behind. Billy Gleeson's getting a great spin, but Josie's Orders and Bless the Wings are 2 for me.
Well, they've just jumped the Risk of Thunder fence. No horse mastered this track quite like Risk of Thunder. He won it 7 times, and I'd say the abandonment of 2001 cost him an 8th win, and Inda Bulger retired back in 1999 on him. A great horse, Risk of Thunder. They've jumped his fence. Now they swing tight right-handed. You have to steady up for this one. If you go at it too quick, you lose ground, and My Hometown hugs the rail there as they turn to make their way back. Good riding, Ray Barron, being chased in second by Bless the Wings and Josie's Orders. They've hardly left each other's side since flagfall, and they're being followed back in 4th spot by Just Wait and See. Ballyboker Bridge is the one that's making ground from the back. My Murphy for Pressure is trying to make ground. White Arm is next, and they're being followed by Tom Horn as they go out over this one and now begin to race into the bend that'll swing them right-handed briefly, and then they'll make another turn. But up front it is My Hometown, Bless the Wings, Josie's Orders, Cantlow and Auvergnat next with Just Wait and See, Ballyboker Bridge, and then White Arm, and they're being chased by My Murphy, and the back marker is Tom Horn. So now they take the turn. That's going to bring them back now out over the canal turn and make their way on towards the Galway double. They're going to jump plenty of familiar obstacles now, because the Galway double is fences 27 and 8. They've 35 to jump. They're seeing a lot of familiar territory here at home, and it is My Hometown, Bless the Wings and Josie's Orders, and they're being followed by Auvergnat, who's next, and then Cantlow, Ballyboker Bridge, and Just Wait and See. But My Hometown still has a commanding advantage as they swing now to make their way on towards the next. It is My Hometown who has the advantage advantage now as they come now towards the next Laurel Hedge. He's about 10 clears. They got to jump out over it. My Hometown lands a bit flat out over it. Bless the Wings is second. He's had a big season. Bless the Wings. What's left in the tank? Josie's Orders favourite on the outside for Nina Carberry for her third Latouche. It'll be Endabulge's 14th Latouche if My Hometown or one of these can stay in front as they come to the Laurel Hedge before the big double. It's My Hometown. He's not always reached for that one. He's gone. My Hometown. They were closing the gap in any case. We'll never know, but that leaves Josie's Orders in front. Over on the far side, Bless the Wings. Ruby's double. You can lose a lot of ground here, but Josie's Orders made ground. Made about a length of Bless the Wings. Auvergnat's getting right into it. They're being followed towards the inside by Cantlow as they go out over Joe's Jump. And this quartet are going to produce the Latouche winner, you'd think, because they're a long way clear of Ballyboker Bridge. They now go to race on towards the Stuffed Hurdle, and it is in front. Auvergnat the outside of Josie's Orders. Bless the Wings is in between them. They're being followed by Cantlow. Endabulger has three to choose from. Gordon Elliott has Bless the Wings as they begin to make their way on the turn now to go across towards the point-to-point fence before the turn towards home. And it's Josie's Orders, Nina Carberry on the outside. Auvergnat and Donny McInerney. Bless the Wings won't go away for Keith Donoghue. He's bidding for the big cross-country double. He took it at Cheltenham, and behind these, what a turn by Cantlow. Mark Walsh didn't miss an inch there. They go towards the point-to-point fence, and it's Josie's Orders who leads them over from in second spot. Auvergnat. Now Bless the Wings is getting tired, the 13-year-old, but they make their way towards home. Auvergnat is going to try and get on terms with Josie's Orders, but he still has the advantage. Hasn't won a cross-country since March 16, but he's never out of the money. It's Josie's Orders who leads. In second is Auvergnat. Bless the Wings can give no more. Cantlow is next, and Ballyboker Bridge staying on, but surely for minor prize money. Out in front, Josie's Orders has the advantage. Near side is Auvergnat. It's 4 miles, 1 furlong, and a very important 100 yards coming up on the near side. Auvergnat. Josie's Orders the far side. The Latouche never fails to disappoint, and up towards the line. Auvergnat the near side, and Josie's Orders 4 miles a furlong, and a photo to decide it. It's desperately close with Auvergnat on the near side, and on the far side was Josie's Orders. Back in third is Ballyboker Bridge, Bless the Wings, and Cantlow. Just wait and see, and coming to it now, Rachel Blackmore has got a round on Tom Horn. What a race, 4 miles, 1 furlong, and how often do we see it? It is probably near side, but yes, I think maybe on the near side Auvergnat, but this race never fails to deliver.
What a race indeed. What a race, Richard. That was absolutely fantastic. A number of horses came out with credit, but what a finish. And are we looking at the winner here with the blue cap? That is Josie's Orders. Patrick, it was wonderful to watch.
It was a great race. Nina's got a fantastic tune out of Josie's Orders. She's a pleasure to watch over those banks. But I think Donny McInerney might just have got up and done her, despite 12-7 on his back.
Whenever you're ready, Andrew. Well, I don't think Nina Carberry can think she was unlucky, because she definitely got 3 or 4 lengths off that bad bend at the second last jump that the winner gave away. But Donny McInerney was very quick to switch his whip from his right to his left hand at the back of the last fence. Watch him here. Nina keeps the revs up a bit longer than Donny, but neither of them meet it on a great stride in the end. Nina's driving this horse in, even though he's backing off on her, and she's sit the last 2 strides. Donny the same, both jump it. And Nina's horse, Josie's Orders, rallies really quick. Auvergnat goes about winning. Donny McInerney, as he's whipping his right, gives him a smack, but watch how he starts to drift towards the stand side. As he twirls his whip and gives him the second smack, he's drifting, and now Donny switches it really quick. That's good riding. He switches it back into his left, and there ultimately is the difference between winning and losing. Nina has hers in her left, and her horse is running gun barrel straight, but Donny McInerney straightened it up, and I think Tracy's with Donny McInerney.
Great race to watch.
Well, Tony, what a finish, what a race. Congratulations. You look like you enjoyed that.
Good buzz now, sure. And it's fine not really riding in the Bulges horses, because they know the place so well. They're full perfect everywhere, really. A couple of niggly mistakes, but he's never losing much ground at him. He travelled everywhere. And I even brought him back going down to the last. I know I'd have won. But,
Sorry, I can't look at that. We're gonna leave this interview for the moment.
Well, and has won this race on so many occasions, and he's got the 1-2 here. Josie's Orders.
There's a horse we cut away because one of the horses was feeling a bit distressed coming back into the shoes, so that's why Tracy stopped the interview.
Auvergnat and Donny McInerney. Here is the complete result of this Friends First cross-country steeplechase for the Touche.
Yes, and Nick was the official winning distance. Auvergnat winning the Friends First cross-country chase for Donald McInerney, of course. He'll be crowned here, conditional on Saturday afternoon with Davy Russell, champion jockey. He wins 11-4, Auvergnat for In the Bulger, and JP McManus was 130 this morning, 11-4, second favourite. Beats stable companion Josie's Orders at 5-2 favourite, and third, number 5, Ballybroker Bridge, with Andrew Lynch riding for the Maher family, third at 12-1. A 1-2 for End the Bulger. We have lots more coming up after the break, including the big one at 5:30. It's the Ladbrokes Champion Stairs Hurdle.
Ted, she looks wonderful.
She looks terrific. We can see her walking by here now. She looks absolutely magic.
And the Queen of Hurlers, Quavega, number 7, attempting to win this race for the 4th consecutive year. Quavega, this remarkable mare, 5 times at Cheltenham Festival heroine. For the 4th year running, she wins this Grade 1 and wins it very easily.
Today the ground was too heavy for her, but it doesn't matter. She just does it, and that's what good horses do.